No.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Unity. And good morning to everybody who is in our sanctuary. And good morning to everybody who is live streaming with us. I have some really good news about our live streaming. Pretty soon, we're getting a quote right now, and we are going to have a new system that's going to be clearer, more direct, and sound will be a lot better. So that is in the process. And there is a big grant that Unity Worldwide Ministry has, and they can't give the money to anything else other than Unity churches. So therefore, we are going to take this proposal that's coming in, which will be probably around $5,000 or more, and we're going to submit it to Unity, and Unity's going to give us the money. Yay! And I know one of my colleagues in one of the other churches, I was speaking with him, and they're doing a fundraiser to upgrade theirs, and we just have to send it to Unity. So, anyhow, I have a wonderful, good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's me, Aubrey. So I have a beautiful thank you note here. Dear Aubrey and Jules and all of my other Unity friends, thank you so much for your extremely generous graduation gift. I plan to put it towards a new computer for college, maybe some more things, some music things. I've really enjoyed working at Unity the last 2.5 years and promise to continue and stop by when I can. Thanks again. Love, Josh. And Josh isn't here today. Josh is in Madison looking for a place where he's going to live as he begins. So I wanted to share that. Okay, lessons from the river. You know the path of least resistance, and then there's when you ignore that. So Saturday morning, Mitty and I are out on the balcony and doing the thing. And I am annoyed to death with all the noise out there. So I am sitting there at 7 o'clock in the morning and going, cars and trucks and and all of a sudden Spirit went, hello, rise above it. And I said, how am I supposed to rise above this? So part of my talk today is about emptiness. I go, okay, empty, empty, empty. How about listening for the birds? So I started listening for the birds chirping, and they were chirping beautifully. And then the seagulls were squawking and doing their thing. And all of a sudden, I didn't hear the cars and the trucks. So, when we get into that space, someone's going like this. Well, would you please stop tapping, please stop tapping. When we get into that space where we're holding on to whatever's annoying us, if we can just look around or listen or go into that stillness and that quietness and rise above it, we can enjoy all the beauty that's around us. So that is my lesson from the river this week. And our vision and mission, could you say it with me? A spiritual community of love, peace, and acceptance, creating an inclusive spiritual community through fellowship, service, and community outreach. Okay, and our opening song, I don't know this, but it's by Stowe. Remember Stowe from my installation? So let's see what she has to say. And Jules says that we only have to do the chorus if the beginning's too hard. So Jules, if you could bring us Nothing is Impossible. Josh would have it on by now.
But he's in Madison.
We love you, Jules.
Wilbur and Gorbel had a dream. Nothing is impossible. Imagine if a man told me nothing is impossible. People laugh and can't be done. Man's not meant to lie. Their little dream changed everything. They dared to touch the sky. Nothing is impossible. Dreams are made to fly. When you blow by every obstacle and move like you're unstoppable, nothing is impossible. They call him the wizard in the park. Nothing is impossible. Wait, you want to slay the dark. Nothing is impossible. Bright ideas would not die, 'cause he kept up the fight. Thomas tried 1,000 times before he saw the light. Nothing is impossible. Dreams are made to shine. Every obstacle and move like you're unstoppable. Nothing is impossible. There's a place inside of you where nothing is impossible. Oh, the great things you will do, 'cause nothing is impossible. You were born into this world with everything you need. Hold on to your heart, the magic starts the moment you believe. Nothing is impossible. You were born to shine. When you over every obstacle and move like you're unstoppable, nothing is impossible.
So now we're supposed to do our vision and mission, but we did that already, so we'll just move on. I'm sorry, Jules. It was my fault. And now I'd like to ask Annie Orson if she would please come up and light the Christ candle, read the daily word, and do the flames of faith with me. Miss Annie.
I had to practice doing this one-handed. I light the candle to remind us that the light lives and moves through our entire being. And to quote a quote that I read this morning, don't you dare dim your light to make anybody else happy.
Absolutely.
The daily word for today, the word is awake. Fully awake, I see clearly. Upon awakening, I face a day filled with infinite possibilities. I open my senses to the world around me, its sights, sounds, aromas, textures, and flavors. My world feels new, full of promise and potential. I feel as though anything is possible. I feel this way too as I awaken on my spiritual journey. I embark upon my spiritual path anew and open myself to a new experience of God, free from the old ideas and preconceived notions that no longer serve me. Unencumbered and freed from old ways of thinking and feeling, I wonder with an open mind, pray with an open heart, and feel my oneness with God anew. I am awakened, and I am an awakened soul. I open myself to extraordinary insights and new perspectives beginning this very moment. And from Psalm 57:8, awake my soul.
And now, as we begin our flames of faith, we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, and all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experiences, which we honor here today. So as Annie lights the first candle, we light this candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. In the last candle that we light a candle for all those who are yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them at this center, and for all religions unnamed in this ceremony.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
As we move to the time in our service where we connect with God, Spirit, the presence, however you call the divine, begin to settle into your chair and feel the floor beneath your feet. But that feeling extends beyond the floor and deeper still to the ground, which this building is built upon, to the earth, our mother. Closing your eyes if you haven't already done so, and moving to have your feet flat on the floor if that's comfortable for you. Bring your hands to your lap, thumb, and palms palm up, if that again feels comfortable for you. And you may wish to use the ancient mudra of putting your thumb and your middle finger together, that mudra of surrender. Become aware of your breath and take several slow, deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Filling your lungs all the way to the bottom. Deep, slow breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. And with each deep breath in and out, going deeper and deeper inside and feeling more relaxed, more of who you are. Deeper still, deeper inside. Feeling safe in this space as you're breathing in and breathing out. Let the thought, the words that I'm going to be saying to you, enter into your consciousness. I am not who I think I am. I am not who I think I am. I'm not my body. I'm not my gender. I'm not my job. I'm not my sexual preference. I'm not the disease I may have. I'm not my income. I'm not the labels placed on me by family, society, or myself. These things may define parts of the roles I play, but I am so much more. After hearing what we are not, we may feel a void in ourselves, an emptiness waiting, just waiting to be filled. And maybe even a little anxious breath through these thoughts, because the words are pretty profound. And if you feel that moment of anxious fear, just take another breath in, breathe into that feeling. Breathing in. And settle back into openness if needed. If I am not who I think I am, who am I? I am that I am, that spark of divinity that is within each one of us. I am is the name of God. I am is who you are, your true nature, your real self, and nobody else. This is your real identity, the presence of God in you, the indwelling Christ. Let the music carry you to your center, to your I am presence for several minutes, traveling deeper, making that connection. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. You may want to whisper those words in your head or say them aloud softly. I am that I am. With gratitude and thankfulness, we begin to come back to the room and space, becoming aware of where we are and feeling the energy of those around us. We take several breaths that bring us back fully into our bodies. And when you're ready, open your eyes and smile.
Thank you, Annie. I just want you just to take a moment and realize how blessed we are with both Annie and Martin and the beautiful meditations they both do for us during the month. So thank you both very much. You're beautiful people. Thank you. Well, here's what Albert Einstein had to say about a miracle. Who knows? Anyone? Ah, come on, I know someone in here. Go ahead, Tom.
You can look at life either that nothing is a miracle or that everything is.
Absolutely. There are only two things in your life that you need to know. One is though nothing is a miracle, and the other is that everything is a miracle. That's it. That's simple. Okay, so I'm done. Let's have coffee. I know. Okay. So the question then is, what is a miracle? Is it the parting of the Red Sea? Is it the witnessing of the healing of a life-threatening illness? Is it getting that big job you want? Is it winning the lottery? Meeting your soulmate? What is it? Of course, it's all of that, except I'm not too sure about the Red Sea because I wasn't there. But all of the rest of these things, we've heard people say it's a miracle, and we take that as truth, and we're very excited for whomever is having that miracle. But how quickly then we just move on and we look for the next great thing to come, and without giving real thought and gratitude to that which has already been. William Blake wrote this: if the doors of perception were cleansed, the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite, for man has closed himself up till he sees all things through the chink of the cavern. So I like what Blake says, because he tells us if we keep seeing things in such small pieces of what really is happening in the universe, and further, I believe because of that, we see ourselves small, we keep ourselves small. It's like what Annie was saying in the meditation. We're not all of those things. We are that which is. We are the I am. But if we don't see that I am, the greatness of who and what we are, we see these small little pieces. So mankind that is, has closed itself up till it sees all things through these little chinks in the cavern. Mankind has lost the sight of the fact that he, she, all of you are miracles. Each birth is a miracle. Why do we see a little baby and see all of that beauty, all of that purity, all of that goodness, the miracle of that, until 4 or 5 years old, and then we forget about the miracle, we go on to the next baby. We forget the miracles keep growing and growing into adulthood and into wonderful people and creative people and moms and dads and teachers and all of the things that we can be in life. We can't wait for the miracle because we can only be the miracle. We're all looking for a miracle and we forget we are the miracle. We are the miracle, and it can only happen if we open up to the possibility and let spirit move through us. When we let Spirit move through us, then the miracle shines. So what did the master teacher Jesus say? The master who walked and talked tells us over and over and over again what? Greater things than these you shall do. Greater things than these you shall do. Jesus was so clear on this, and it was not just a cliche. You know, we've heard most of the things from the New Testament so much that we can say them, but are we saying them from the embodiment of what the words actually mean? Greater things than these you shall do. He was so clear on this, and it was not just he was saying it. We have to take these teachings and believe in them and put them into action and see what happens. Greater things. Greater things. How many of you really believe this? How many believe you can walk on water and part the sea?
It's been done.
It's been done.
I tried.
Rodney's tried. Can you swim, Rodney? Okay, so but what does it really mean? It means we can walk out into the unknown without sinking. That's what it really means. It sounds good and we feel very pompous and spiritual saying this. I don't know, but do we believe it? Can you take that risk? Are you willing to get in a rowboat without the oars? And just let it float? Riley says no. Can you go? Are you willing to do that and see what happens? Are you willing to see what's on the other side of that lake, that river, that ocean without the oars? I'm not, I can't swim. So, but you know what I mean. What we need to do is to begin to believe in this, that the whole teaching, our teaching, unity, the teaching of the master teacher is the at-one-ment with God, at-one-ment with God. And that is the Christ consciousness or the God consciousness. Jesus knew his thoughts were God's thoughts. Every I am is a prayer. Think about that. Jesus knew his thoughts were God's thoughts. His mind was God's mind. Our mind is God's mind. So every I am is a prayer. So is every I can't a prayer. Because God is impersonal. He's not a respecter of no people. Reigned on the just and the unjust. Its sun is on the just and the unjust. So every I can't is a prayer. Every I am is a prayer. Every I will is a prayer. Does that make sense to you? Yes, okay, you're shaking your head. So greater things than these you shall do. Think about the miracle of the loaves and the fishes. I'm not even sure I could pull off a dinner for 5,000, and I'm pretty good at doing food. But 5,000 followers on the ground, and they need to be fed. The miracle is this, in my opinion, he was feeding the hearts and souls of the people. Maybe there was the bread and the fishes and the loaves. Again, I wasn't there. But the story is he's feeding the masses. He's feeding the hearts and souls of the people. He fed 5,000. He did not look through the chinks of the caverns and see, oh, what can I do? And just take a little of this and a little of that. He opened up and fed the masses. So see what can happen when you're willing to share what you have. It multiplies. It totally multiplies. Now, sometimes when we have a little, we hold on so tight, but don't be afraid to share what you have in time, talent, and tithe. All of us must begin to feed the masses. I have this wonderful new neighbors, and I think I've mentioned it before. They're beautiful Muslim people. And the gentleman, Hitusham is his name, and he says to me, first I take care of my family, but then the next thing I take care of you, my neighbor. It is very important that you take care of your neighbor once you take care of your family. Oh my God, I went, oh my God, thank you. 2 days he didn't see me, he knocked on the door. I don't want to bother you, are you okay? 2 days I didn't see you.
Oh.
take care of the masses. The law of circulation. Let me tell you about the law of circulation. So, you know that I bought the 2 evergreens out there, and the price doesn't matter, as a gift to the church. So a week later, I have a card on my desk from a friend of mine from when I was in the beauty industry. She sent me a check for the exact amount of the trees. And then she doubled that check and sent a check for that same amount to our center. See, the law of circulation, it keeps going. Never in my life do I do something that it doesn't automatically start rolling right back to me. You know, in my own church, and when I was an assistant minister, they called me the money magnet. They called me the money magnet, and that was my name. You know, I said, we're gonna send 8 kids to camp, and we were in New York, and that was California. And Sam started to say, how are we? And I went, never mind. Never mind, I know you will, and we did. So don't be afraid. We've got to begin to feed the masses. And that can just be your neighbor next door, just checking in. So here we are, 2021 years later, and we're still struggling with these teachings. Somebody said to me a couple of weeks ago, I wish you'd go a little more metaphysical and stop talking about Jesus. Well, you see, we're unity, and unity is based on Jesus, metaphysical Jesus. So are you guys sitting there listening to what should be, or are you getting the message? Open up, and just hear. Not everything any minister, rabbi, or priest says is going to resonate with you, but something is if you're opened up. But as far as I know, Jesus is the best metaphysician that walked the face of the earth, and I believe that. So the American Indians, they have 3 sayings that they believe about miracles. One is, it is a miracle that anything exists at all. Mm-hmm. Think about our world right now. It's a miracle that anything exists at all. Number 2, it's a miracle that living things exist at all, such as animals, plants, and trees. And number 3, it's a miracle that living things exist that know they exist. That know they exist. Do we even know? Gotta come alive, gotta start coming alive. My neighbor next door, he says, oh, I'm so happy, my neighbor, you're such a happy woman. And very fashionable. I love this man. I love this man. Yeah. So, oh my God, it's so funny. I met my friend Rhonda at my house, and you know, she's a talkomatic and everything, and we went over there to watch the parade with the lights, and I'm thinking, oh God, Rhonda, please don't say the F word. Please don't say that. You know, it's like when she was talking to Leanne and describing something that she used to wear, and I went, oh yeah, Leanne goes, I know what that means, okay. So, until you know people a little better, you get a little nervous. Yeah, it's still on my mind, okay. So it's time for us to, oh my God, yeah, I'm a little tired today. It's time for us to live the miracle. The miracle of life is to know that greater things than these you can do anything. And it means getting better. It means walking better. It means exercising. It means waking up each day and saying, today I want to be kinder and kinder. I was driving here, and then something annoyed me, and I said, oh, my prayer, today I will be kinder than yesterday. Okay, Carl, you could go first. Okay. Yeah. ABC, what's ABC mean? Awareness brings consciousness. Say it. Awareness brings consciousness. So the more we become aware of what it is and how it is we want to go through our day, even if we slip in our mind slip, it's no slip in God's mind, even if we do, go, oh yeah, this is how I want to be today. This is who I want to be. Not the labels, the I am that I am. Being in that presence. I went to lunch with my new neighbors yesterday, and we were speaking about they praying 5 times a day. Do you know they got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and pray? Oh my God, I didn't know that part. I'm sitting last night counting, okay, what time is it? They go, oh, 8, 5, no, so I don't want to wake them up at 8 because they're praying. But we were talking about that and we're saying, but what I talk with my congregation about is being in the presence. If you're always in that presence, if you're always, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, then we don't necessarily have to have a clock and our Fitbit thing doing pray now. But if God is a part of our every movement, our every thought, then we're praying. My thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. And we had this wonderful conversation about prayer and how we're all the same. And it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. So it's time to live the miracle of who you are. I accept all of you as a miracle. So when I see you and light up and hug, it's not because, oh, I'm the minister and I'm greeting my congregation. It's like all these loves. And because it's a miracle and a miracle and a miracle. That's all. So when we take the truth and we walk that truth and apply that truth in our own lives, then you will realize that indeed you can do greater things. You can do greater things. Think about the writer of Harry Potter, right? That woman was broke, could not take care of her kids, so she decided to write a story, right? And this is a miracle, yes? The miracle isn't what happened. The miracle is that she had enough belief in herself to do something, to move through the lack, the fear, the limitation, move through it. One of the things I would like most of you to stop saying is, I'm on a fixed income. Nothing is fixed. Nothing is fixed. You just never know what happens tomorrow. You just don't know. So you can't say to me, oh, she was lucky. No, she wasn't lucky. She took her mind, she used it, said, I must do something for my children. I have to figure out something. And action, remember, you have to take that step. You have to do something. You have to take that first step. This woman is absolutely no different than you and I. She had an idea. Where did that idea come from? Guys?
Spirit.
Right. Excuse me, spirit. Absolutely. So this woman just followed, just listening to the teachings of New Thought, Change Thinking, Change Your Life. Who knows if she even knows about New Thought? Who knows? Who knows, except that there's a universal presence, and that universe always says what? Yes. It always says yes. She, like Jesus, who fed the masses, applied, took action, shifted her consciousness to accept an abundant life for her and her children. She followed her inner guidance, that voice within. That's what you have to do. So I'm not asking you to think about feeding 5,000 people. I'm asking you to get ready to fulfill your dream, whatever it is. Are you going to be asked to write that book, paint that picture, sing that song, open a business, walk every day, change the way you eat? You've heard me speak of my mentor and friend in California, Dr. Reverend Sue. So Reverend Sue thought she retired in 1982. I mean in 1982, excuse me, when she was 82. She is now 94. She is now in a dancing group. She's won some competitions. She still fills in and teaches. She does classes. She's taken a single cruise. Is she a miracle, or has she learned to fulfill her dreams?
Both.
Both, absolutely both. She's 94, still dancing, still teaching, still preaching, still driving her Lexus. And she's as healthy as can be, and she's a size 4 and 5 feet 2, and you gotta see her. She's a knockout. On her 90th birthday, she walked into the one of those big swanky hotels, and in gold lame, short, high heels. That's Reverend Sue. Do you think she's living her dream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, living her dream. So I'm asking you to open up and let love in. Let the love of your family in and let the love of your friends in and find love in your life. And that doesn't mean romance per se. It means love. You know, when I talk to Rodney on the phone and I say, love you, means I care about you so much. It's not like I'm in love with you. And I love Annie. I care about you so much. I care about you so much. People go, well, you know, you just got to be careful how you use that word. No, you don't. No, you don't. Absolutely not. You know, the greatest joy in my life right now, and some of you that know my story will appreciate this, is that my daughter says, I love you first before I say it when we hang up. These are the gifts. These are the miracles. And I see some of you who know my story shaking your head. You understand what I'm saying. And you're going to be asked. Life is asking you right now. Whatever is unfolding now, whatever upheaval is bubbling in this world and doing whatever it's doing, all of these tentacles are coming up and we don't know what they are, but this is what I know. The universe is asking you to be the man and the woman that you are meant to be. Your destiny is yours. And I'm not going to ask you to find it. You're going to ask yourself, what is it? And it could be as simple as waking up every day and being a better person than you were yesterday. That's simple. That's simple. You have to go within. You have to ask the question and open up to the truth. And here's the miracle. There is a truth. And the truth is, it's so buried within you. And you are going to be asked to let it rise and guide and guard you and restore your faith in the universe. And it's uncomfortable. It's much easier to up the sound on the TV and make the thoughts go away. But what the universe is asking you to do right now is turn the TV off and be in the stillness, be in the emptiness. It's up to you. It's up to you to stop building one anxious thought after another so that you can't function. It's time to move. Can you allow yourself? Can you absolutely allow yourself to hear the universe calling? The universe is calling. It's asking you to fulfill your destiny. Just to feel it. What's the destiny of a rose? To be a rose. That's it. To be a rose. It knows because it's innate within them. Well, our destiny is innate within us also. But somewhere along the way, we forgot. We forgot who we are. And we are the I am. I am that I am. When I can't sleep sometimes at night, that's how I go to sleep. I go, I am the I am that I am. I am the I am that I am. And I go to sleep. That puts me to sleep. Either that or I read my life policy. Today is the moment, right now. No, you're about to put one piece of truth together after another, after another, after another, after another, until the truth leads you to what you need to do to open the doors, to receive the miracles, to allow miracles to happen in your life. Just to allow it. You're not going to get a miracle. You are going to become the miracle. Two different things. It's not going to come to you. It is going to come through you. God in me, as me, is me. God in me, as me, is me. So to do this, like Jesus, you have to get in your boat and privately go away from the crowds to empty your mind. Go to the desert. Go to the desert. And that's where the miracle begins. Jesus didn't feed the masses. He went away up on the hill to talk to God, to be in the stillness. You have to go and be empty. So the first condition of a miracle is emptiness. You need to get empty. You need to get empty inside. There are 12 conditions of miracles, and we're going to talk about them throughout the next couple of weeks. And this is your charge for this week. Allow yourself emptiness. Can you be empty? Ask for emptiness. Allow yourself to go into the desert and just be there. Just be there. Be still. Listen. Do not ask for directions to get out of the desert. You don't want to, how do I get out of here? No, just go into it and allow yourself to be there. There's no rush. When you take a step back, create space for emptiness, and put spirit right in the center from what is, and just listen. The charge for the week is just listen. Listen for the call. Just listen for the call. So ends the lesson. And we have a beautiful song called Middle of a Miracle. Thank you, Miss Jules.
Standing in the middle of a miracle, standing in the middle of a miracle right now. Funny how it happens when your heart is full. Anything and everything is possible. Standing in the middle of a miracle right now. I have walked through the desert. I have cried through the night. Spend my life wearing blinders. Could not see the light. Then one day I surrendered, and I fell to my knees. Heard a whisper, there's magic in everything you see. And you're standing in the middle of a miracle, standing in the middle of a miracle, standing in the middle of a miracle right now. Funny how it happens when your heart is full. Everything and everything is possible. Standing in the middle of a miracle right now. We may be like we're paupers, when in fact our lives are rich. It's like sitting in the darkness, not knowing there's a switch. And we're standing in the middle of a miracle, standing in the middle of a miracle, standing in the middle of a miracle right now. Funny how it happens when your heart is full. Anything and everything is possible. Standing in the middle of a miracle right now. This sacred journey from life to death. This very moment, this very breath. We're standing in the middle of a miracle. We're standing in the middle of a miracle right now. Funny how it happens when your heart is full. Anything and everything is possible. We're standing in the middle of a miracle right now. Oh, we're standing in the middle of a miracle. Standing in the middle of a miracle. Standing in the middle of a miracle right now. Funny how it happens when your heart is full. Everything and everything is possible. Standing in the middle of a miracle right now. Standing in the middle of a miracle.
Okay, Jules, we'll give you that one again. We like it. Okay, if you would do our offertory prayer with me. The love of God inspires me to give in a spirit of generosity. I give with love and joy to ensure the growth of this ministry and this unity center. And so it is. Thank you, God. One announcement that is not on here, that is not a joy for me to bring to you, but necessary, and that is that our dear and beautiful and beloved Reverend Jenny has been diagnosed with ALS. And Leanne and I were with her on Friday in Bern, and God loved that woman's sense of humor and her choice of adjectives. They were good too. But I would ask all of you to keep her and her family and all of her friends in prayer, and get some cards out to her to let her know that you're loving her and thinking about her. And it's really interesting because I haven't even put it on the calendar yet, but she said she's coming to our church picnic. And and Leanne said, are we having one? And I said, well, actually it's going on the agenda for this board meeting, but I hadn't discussed it with anyone, but she said she was coming, so we'll definitely get it on the calendar as quickly as possible. And I think with bells on, will be here. So and then of course some of you are aware and have noticed that David Pauly hasn't been doing too well, so keep him in prayer also. And Sherry Mickelson's mother is also not doing well, and Sherry and Mark are having trouble with organizing and pulling all their family together. So just be aware of who in our congregation needs our support through our love and our prayers, and just wanted to share that with you. Okay. If you have any questions about any of that, you can see me. Okay, Wednesday at noon, Chamber is doing a ribbon cutting. I still have the ribbon from the last one when we did it 3 years ago. That will be at noon, and then the ambassadors of the Chamber will be here, and we have a little coffee and cake and thing downstairs, which Leanne is helping me with. So if you're retired and can come Wednesday at noon, please do that. Take a big picture outside and all that good stuff. Okay. Thank you to Annie Horson and Michael Harden. Thank you. And now we have Patty learning how to fill in, helping Jules. Thank you very much, Patty.
I can push the button.
And of course, our sacred prayer circle, which is so sacred, is on Wednesdays at 11. So all of the prayer circle, I dare you to leave before the ribbon cutting. Okay, and our animal blessing, of course, is on the 11th of September. Circle of Friends, the women's group, will meet on the third Saturday of every month. And is that all of that is all. Does anybody have anything, comments, questions, urgings in their tummy? Yes?
I just want to chime in, the Women's Circle of Friends, keep an eye out for email or something, because I'm not positive that it's going to happen this week.
Well, I think it is, because she already sent out an email.
Did she?
She did, yeah, so I'm pretty sure she is, unless, God forbid, there's an emergency. Yeah, she's on it, so. Anybody else have anything? Yes.
Can you make sure that people are here for the first time, we don't pass the basket anymore, we can leave their money in there?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, we don't pass the basket anymore. It started with COVID, and we just kind of like it, so it's, right, so thank you. Thank you, Pam, for watching out for everything. Annie?
Can you make sure that there's a copy of Ginny's address so that people can?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will make cards.
Yes, we will do that. We will definitely do that. We also have a meeting, basically, in 15 minutes for music, for those of you that are interested in figuring out how we go forward with music. Also remember, no matter where you are, talk about that we are looking for a music director, leader, or whatever. So we do have a meeting about that in about 15 minutes. And I will talk to some of you together, but separate, but let's get together and share ideas. Okay? All right. Everybody good?
Everyone's good.
Everybody's good. I'm good. All right. Let's sing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. She has the whole world in her hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the little bitty sisters in his hands. He's got the little bitty babies in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. He's got a unique brother in his hands. He's got a unique sister in her hands. She's got a unique brother in his hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. She's got everybody here in her hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got the whole world in her hands. He's got the whole world in her hands. He's got the whole wide world in her hands. He's got the whole world in her hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. And our prayer for protection. The
Light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And as we leave here today, we leave wholly joyous. And as we drive home or walk home, we look around, and everywhere as our eyes and hearts open, we see nothing but miracles. They are all around, they are there, and they are waiting to be discovered. And there are also beautiful miracles within each one of us, deep within, waiting to come out, waiting to shine, waiting to be a beautiful presence in this world. So this is a week of celebration, just looking around, opening up and saying, yes, I am the I am. And for this, and for so much more, we're ever grateful. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Amen. It is done.
Thank you. Bless you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of you that are live streaming. Have a beautiful week. Be well, be happy, be safe. And we're out.
And we're done.